Daily Devotion with Pastor Balla for January 19th, 2022 from Psalm chapter 136. God's love endures forever. Nothing lasts forever, or at least that's the way the cliche goes. However, God's love does indeed last forever. And the writer of this psalm is going to tell us why God's love endures forever. So first, let's start with verse 1. Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. His steadfast love endures forever. Give thanks to the God of gods, for his steadfast love endures forever. Give thanks to the Lord of lords, for his steadfast love endures forever. Because God's love endures forever, we do give great praise and thanks to God. Our own love that we give to others is often conditional and will not endure forever. However, God's love does indeed endure forever, and now the writer of the psalm is going to continue to tell us the many reasons why. Verse 4, to him who alone does great wonders, for his steadfast love endures forever. To him who by understanding made the heavens, for his steadfast love endures forever. To him who spread out the earth above the waters, for his steadfast love endures forever. So the first why? Well, because God created the universe. That's why. Verse 7, to him who made the great lights, for his steadfast love endures forever. The sun to rule over the day, for his steadfast love endures forever. The moon and the stars to rule over the night, for his steadfast love endures forever. The second why? Because God created the sun, the moon, and the stars. Verse 10, to him who struck down the firstborn of Egypt, for his steadfast love endures forever, and brought Israel out from among them, for his steadfast love endures forever. With a strong hand and an outstretched arm, for his steadfast love endures forever. Why? Because God brought the people of Israel out from slavery in Egypt. Verse 13, to him who divided the Red Sea in two, for his steadfast love endures forever, and made Israel pass through the midst of it, for his steadfast love endures forever, but overthrew Pharaoh and his host in the Red Sea, for his steadfast love endures forever. To him who led his people through the wilderness, for his steadfast love endures forever. Another why? Because God delivered his people even from their enemies. Verse 17, to him who struck down great kings, for his steadfast love endures forever, and killed mighty kings, for his steadfast love endures forever. Sihon, king of the Amorites, for his steadfast love endures forever. Why? Because God strikes down his people's enemies. Verse 20, and Og, king of Bashan, for his steadfast love endures forever, and gave their land as a heritage, for his steadfast love endures forever, a heritage to Israel his servant, for his steadfast love endures forever. Yes, God provided a place, a land for the people. Now the next section is key. Verse 23, it is he who remembers us in our low estate, for his steadfast love endures forever, and rescues us from our foes, for his steadfast love endures forever. He who gives food to all flesh, for his steadfast love endures forever. So why do we give thanks to the Lord? Because he remembered us even while we were still sinners. He redeems us and he rescues us, and he still continues to provide that all that we need to support this daily life. And so we close with the last verse, verse 26, give thanks to the God of heaven, for his steadfast love endures forever. God's peace and many blessings be with you. And thank you for listening. And please take an opportunity to share this message with others. If you have enjoyed these daily devotions, please consider making a donation to Peace Lutheran Church, 24024 West Main Street, Plainfield, Illinois, 60544. Thank you again for listening.